live, so it's gonna automatically do it.
Could have picked a different song, man, but I just really like the way the message, you know, to me translates. So
You know what you're dealing with.
right off the top, Sankofa, you know what you're dealing with.
Yeah, yeah. I came here today with the boom bap just to say that the drums are strong and my rhymes are long and we still spit to this day. Cause if I could speak the facts, we keep the culture intact. We named it hip hop and everywhere we play and say we do inspire people. So I came here to say that the real is here to stay. And the proof of this is that I'm here today. No, them can't stop this. They can't stop me. Nope, them can't stop Chris. They can't stop the truth. Nope, the truth must persist. A lot of them so aggravated, I drop this. And the time it take to make one album, I make six. One take, one time, one rhyme, that's the mix. New talk from New York, do you want to pick the piece of the war? I'm lethal with the whip. Like Madison, I'm in a square garden taking a flick. But if I pull a ball out of the basket, you getting nicked. No dilly-dally, Harry met Sally, I spit it quick. This the hot shit, mumble jumble, I'm not with. Bitches and hoes, fake thugs, that's not my topic. I spit the comedic Coptic, the pyramid, I top it. My all-seeing eyes, the capstone, I rock shit. So after this rhyme trafficker with the stamina spits the massacre on amateur, the spot laughs at ya. You know the consequences, I stand at all entrances. I told you I'm the judge, I'm spitting them death sentences. Rappers better smell the coffee and get up off me. I'm sitting on a hill named Lauren, killing them softly. I came here today with the boom bap just to say that the drums are strong and my rhymes are long and we still spit to this day. Cause if I could speak the facts, we keep the culture intact. We named it hip hop and everywhere we play and say we do inspire people. So I came here to say that the real is here to stay. And the proof of this is that I'm here today. Once again I return. Sound of the police edutainment, you must learn. Of course I'm Superman, the break was super sperm. Flame spitter, come with an afro, leave with a perm. Youngins out here bugging, it's something you gotta learn. You playing with the fire, no liar, you getting burned. KRS is hotter and higher, this sun burns. This the teacher, you could try it, but you ain't slick like Rick, so sit down, eat your slice of pizza and be quiet. The latest and the greatest, don't hate this, you can't deny it. The positive, whatever we touch, we multiply it. 30 years spitting the truth, never retired. Reputation rocking this place, I'm always hired. This club, that club, this theater, and that stadium. Black Panther style, I'm flowing like the vibranium. Shaking them, baking them, reawakening them, and taking them straight to the place where there's no hating them or faking them. Now you can see what is real, there's no debating them. Front of you like dope albums, we keep making them. Dope on the mic, many like just how I'm stating them. Knowledge reigns supreme, it seems there's no escaping them. I came here today with the boom bap just to say that the drums are strong and my rhymes are long and we still spit to this day. Cause if I could speak the facts, we keep the culture intact. We named it hip hop and everywhere we play and say we do inspire people. So I came here to say that the real is here to stay. And the proof of this is that I'm here today.
That's it, Jamie. Sankofa, baby.
Good one. Good song.
Peace to the family. Peace to the family, man. Welcome back to Sankofa 180 degrees, y'all. We back at y'all again. Sorry for the delay. You know what I mean? But we are back. And we're gonna be back on track. Hey fam, we doing well, let me just say this first. Join us for the first Sunday every month. Children's book read. We're trying to change the game, fam. We're trying to combat what they're doing to us. They're taking the African, African history, Black African history out of the school systems. They've taken them out. They banned a lot of books. They made it illegal to teach Black African history here in Florida and many other states. And you got many more to come. Right. So let's combat that by teaching Black African history. Right. This is how we do it. So we can get the real Black African history, know where we came from, how we got there, and how we got to where we are now. Okay. All right. Know thyself. That's what this is about. Know thyself. And with that being said, we have a book. You see the brother right there? We have a book that we're going to be reading. As grown-ups, we're going to be reading. The children's book read is for the children to read Black African history. To learn about different kings and queens, different areas of Africa uh, uh, that thrived. You know what I mean? Uh, so, uh, but with that being said, we're gonna be doing, we're gonna be doing our own book read ourselves, right? And it's by a brother named Naeem Akbar, right? And it's the book is called Know Thyself. That's what the book is called, Know Thyself. And hold on for a second, I'm gonna bring it up for y'all. But yeah, it's called Know Thyself. And it's what we're gonna be reading. And it is really important that you join us, family. You got to join us. This is what we're reading today, and we're gonna be doing this until the end of the book. So every Sunday we're gonna do this. We're gonna read this book, and we got a question. We got a questionnaire. We got questions and answers after each chapter. All right, fam. So it ain't just that we reading it, but we getting reading comprehension. We getting reading comprehension. We understanding what we read in here. Go ahead.
You gonna put the questions up there real quick?
Yes, sir.
Let's just get a good quick glimpse of them.
But I just wanted to show y'all that that's what we're doing. And we would love for y'all to join us. Join us. All right, fam. Love for y'all to join us. And participate as well. It's it's really really deep book, must read book. It's like a prerequisite. It's a prerequisite to uh Black African spiritual systems, Black African spirituality, to knowing thyself. It's the blueprint to knowing thyself. That's what we push here. Know thyself. Sankofa, go back and fetch. Get what was lost and bring it back. And that's what we do here, man. All right. Sankofa 180 degrees. Welcome welcome family. What's going on, panel? Go ahead,
Shit, I'm up first. All right, then. Let's get it. Yeah, so here goes some of the questions right here for the first chapter. We're not going to get through the first chapter in the first reading. We're going to, so here you can look for these questions through the reading. Define education. What is the purpose of education? What is the first function of education? How is the humanity defined? What is the difference between educated and trained? Now, I won't spoil that one. What is miseducation? What is the second function of education? What is the difference between a particular legacy and a universal legacy? What is the third function of education? What is the fourth function of education? What is the purpose of a shared vision? What must a collective vision ensure? So that's, just keep your eyes open for those as we read along. And, I always say take notes, have your book ready, have your pen ready, but don't focus so much on writing and miss the message. So welcome to the panel. Glad everybody's here. Like Jamie said, we're going to be doing this, collectively weeks on end until we get through the end of the book. And Gerald had, brought this to our attention a while ago. And so I'm glad that we're getting up on it right now. So, blessings to anybody out there that's sick and suffering. We pray, divine healing and positive vibes to you. And come on in and join us, man. Bring the family and you'll be able to share as well. It's just participate in the readings, get to know some new people and some new information, man. That's definitely changed my life. So I'm good, Jamie. What's up, Carrie?
Welcome to Sankofa 180 degrees. Yeah, I think this is really important to know thyself. So many people really don't. And, as we've gone along, I realize I'm learning more and more and more about myself. And so I think this is really good that we're reading this book and doing these questions and talking it all out. I hope everyone will join us, and I love you, Kings. Glad to be here.
All right.
What to do, Gerald?
What do you know? What do you know? Jamie up. Eric is here. Having me and you.
Peace.
Hope everybody having a good night. Everybody having starting to read the book. Know thyself by name Akbar. You hear that a lot. Know thyself, know thyself, know thyself. But it's an actual process to knowing thyself. And we gonna run through that process and it starts tonight. So happy to be here with my brothers and sisters. Ready to take on this path to make down the blueprint to knowing ourselves. So yeah, muscle up, and this is what we're gonna be doing till we finish. That's how I'm like love, take hope, know thyself.
Yeah, we're putting down the black print.
Already, for sure. For sure. For real.
What it do, E?
The issue settled in.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there ain't no worries, man. He gonna send his love anyway. Uh, hey,
What up?
oh,
We had to be here.
peace to you, E.
Peace to the fams. Moving around, but I'm here right here. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be ready to read and discuss this book. I'm all about these books. So yeah, you right in my alley with this one. I ain't scared of none of this. I ain't scared of I'm right at home, baby. Now we talking. Now we get
Keep
to
it
the
going.
books.
Keep going there. Yeah, tell me some more about that reading.
My wife trying to silence me. She trying to silence. I gotta be a little quiet. But yeah, this is where we at. This is where you get a real understanding here, where you can open up the information, see the text, study the text, decipher the text, and then learn how to utilize the text in your own life. Yeah,
That's
this is
right.
it. Let's get it.
Hey, that's my boy E's business right there, Jay.
That's right.
No
Hey,
doubt.
hey, so we gonna panel, we gonna take turns with the reading, man. It's it's a long chapter, so we like Unc said, we probably ain't gonna get through the first chapter, but we're gonna get through we're gonna get through enough where you're gonna better see, man. We better see, man. We should, maybe we can get to page 7 or something. You know what I mean? Or right after, or right before we start the transmission of the legacy of competence. All right, so let's try to make it to that point at least. So we'll end with function of education. All right.
All right, I'll jump it off.
Oh, you gonna start it? You gonna jump it off?
Yeah, I'll jump it off.
All right.
All right,
All right, fam. Here
education.
we go.
Yeah, chapter 1, education, vehicle of transmission of self-knowledge. Each generation has the responsibility of maintaining the level of consciousness attained by the previous generations and of the advancements, the community, and of the advancing the community to even higher levels by the development of their own consciousness. Every civilized group of people establishes mechanisms by which this process of transmission is ensured. The term that has come to be used to characterize this process is education. The word is derived from the Latin verb educare, that means to bring forth or to bring up. This meaning is obviously much broader than the currently accepted concept of education as a process of teaching or imposing some habits or ideas. Education is, in its inception, was understood as a process of harnessing the inner potential that was yet unexposed and bringing it out or up into consciousness. The process of equipping the human being with the consciousness awareness of their true nature was an essential task that every society provided for its offsprings. They
So
fully
hold on 1 second, King.
yeah,
So now that's one of our questions there.
right.
All right, so okay. So I just wanted to point that out. That's one of our questions. All right, so okay. All right, my bad. Go ahead, King.
You want to answer that or no as we go along?
I mean, that was just that was the definition of what is education,
Right, right.
right?
Education in its inception was understood as the process of harnessing the inner potential that was yet unexpressed and bringing it out or up into consciousness.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Okay. Anybody want to say something about that as we go, before we go
No,
on?
like Jamie was saying, that's the first answer.
All right. Okay.
It's something from within. That's something put into you. It's something drawn from you. You already got it in you.
Yeah, you got it in you, but someone has to draw it out of you. You don't know it's there.
And the best teachers draw it out of you. Know how to get what's in you out of you.
And that's what the elders are for, because they already know it's there. They recognize the potential. That's why their job is to draw it out of you and see the potential in you. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's right. Yeah.
Hey, and that was done by, and I'm gonna tell y'all, man. You know how that was. You know how a lot of that was done. A lot of that was done by simply asking questions. And I'm talking about the teacher. The teacher asked a lot of questions.
All right.
It was the questions that taught you. Man, look, hey, it was, listen, man, this shit is deep. I find myself asking like particular questions. By asking particular questions. You
Yeah,
get
you good at that.
people, yeah, you get people to see it, to see your point now. Right? Because now they got to answer these questions. And they already know them.
Right, because the question is supposed to be designed to make you think, not to baffle your mind, but to make you think and use what you naturally have in you. When you start those wheels being, you hear somebody say the wheels begin to turn in your head. That means you begin to making those connections with what you've been taught and what you truly understand is your nature, and all that shit come together. You say, "Oh, that's why Daddy said do it like that. That's why Mama said do that. That's what she was. That's what she was talking about. That shit hit you when you ain't even around him no more. When they ain't nowhere around." You go right back to that teaching and say, "Oh, that's what Uncle was saying when he was saying this, that, and the third. That's what it was. This what this means." You know.
And so you got a lot to go with that. So
Oh man.
and then that's their resurrection too.
Come
So
on, man.
that's that resurrection right there.
You're
You
speaking this.
resurrected your mom, your dad, you resurrected granny, you
Right.
resurrected them right then and there.
You resurrecting yourself. That's right. Through your children.
That's
That's
right.
right. That's right.
Resurrection right there. That's resurrection, man.
All
Okay.
right. All
My
right.
bad.
Oh, you good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's little preaching. Ain't nothing wrong with little preaching on Sunday. Ain't nothing wrong with no preaching on.
Listen to E. Listen to E. Karen, what you got to say about that? And get E going, boy. This is all. Get any of these boys going in this all. Gary, what you got to say? Anything?
Oh, no, I agree. That's the answer to the first question. But yeah, that's how we equip our youngsters is through education, and it's really vital and important. So thank you.
Yeah, it's about to get into it now, though.
But there is a responsibility of the individual. They have this responsibility of the development of their own consciousness. Each individual, no matter how much of a teacher you have in front of you, you have to take responsibility yourself to say, I am seeking to learn and know myself. If not, that shit won't work. No matter what the best teacher in your mind, in your face, can be telling you, but you're not listening and paying attention, then you'll miss it. And that's what's happening to a lot of us. Somebody was telling us something, we weren't paying attention a lot of times. So we got it later on in life. Life had to whoop our ass a little bit. Then we had to be still enough to say, oh, let me be still and really see how this world go, how this life go, how it's supposed to go.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, sir. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's it, my brother.
All right, let's get it. They fully understood the gross. So do I need to go back? Okay, the process of equipping the human being with the consciousness, awareness of their true nature was the essential task that every society provided for its offsprings. They fully understood the gross limitations of reproducing their flesh and their young without reproducing their minds.
Makes so much sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Education was both a sacred right and a responsibility because without it, no one born into the world could become fully human. Our humanity is defined and distinguished by the development of knowledge and particularly self-knowledge. That's one of our answers, right?
Answer number 4.
Yeah, that's answer number 4.
Correct.
All right. Our humanity is defined and disguised as distinguished by the development of knowledge and particularly self-knowledge. Therefore, it is critically necessary for each generation to learn who and what they are. This process is not limited to the transmission of certain skills or habits. Certainly, there is much about human survival that has to do with the transmission of certain skills, and the earliest learning that we experience firmly implants many of those basic skills, such as walking, speaking a language, etc. The development of such skills is the beginning of the educational process to the extent that they enhance our survival and are consistent with our human nature. An analogy that we may use by looking at the lower animal, like the dog, gives us an idea of the difference between training and education. The dog that learned. Go ahead, Jack. Go ahead, E.
Let's say, here we go. We're gonna run into one of the next answers too. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So before we get there, I'm thinking. So this is describing. Okay. All right. I'll just read it. An analogy that we may use by looking at the lower animal, like a dog, gives us an idea of the difference between training and education. The dog that learns how to bark to scare away his enemies, predators, to defend itself by biting its attackers, and to hunt and to feed itself is the educated dog. The dog that learns how to stand on its hind legs, wears a dress, and dances to music of its trainer is actually a trained dog.
Hold on, right there. So we got a few answers here.
Yeah, we got a few answers
We got a
coming
few
up.
answers. We got a few answers here.
Go ahead.
Well, hold on, because if we go back, we still got to answer the other question. Uh, The other question, what was the purpose of
What was the
education?
purpose of
So
education?
right. So the purpose of education was to move our people forward, right?
Right.
Move our people for a harness. It's harness. I just highlighted
Right.
that.
It would be to a higher level, higher levels
To
of development, right?
Yeah. So read that part, Jamie.
So it would be
I
it
know
will
where it is. I know where it is too.
it would be right here. So and of advancing the community
Exactly the
to
top
even
part.
higher levels by development of their own consciousness.
hmm Yeah,
Right.
that was kind of like defining education, right? And then then you keep going. The purpose of education was to do what? Harness. It was to harness the process of harnessing the inner potential that was yet unexpressed and bringing it out or up into consciousness. That's what my observation was.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And my observation is each generation has a responsibility to maintain a level of consciousness attained by the previous generation and the
Yeah.
advancing and of advancing the community to even higher levels by the development of their own consciousness.
Same thing, right? So that was the
Right.
same.
So it's
The responsibility is of each generation, right? And what is
yeah.
described as that's what the education is to put those things in place to carry it on to move it forward and to prepare the next generation to do the same thing or do it better. Yeah.
Right. And what I seen and what we just read so far, man, was that, and me and Carrie talked about this, was um, it there's different answers for the same question in just that little bit that we read, so depending on someone's angle, their
Hey,
perception,
yeah, sure.
their
Whoever-
ideas, their position in life and stuff like that, one of these gonna fit.
Yeah.
You ain't getting around the message
No,
being served,
no,
right?
no.
Right. Right.
And it's still gonna draw you in. It's gonna draw you in regardless, right? Let me see what's next, right? Type shit. All right.
That's right.
All
That's
right.
right.
So where's the second answer?
Second answer. Which one you talking
Hold
about?
on. Hold on. Just just lost my I had the questions up here.
The first function. What's the first function of education?
Right. That was the
We
one.
did that one already, didn't we? Yeah.
Nope.
We didn't do the first function?
Nope.
Just discussed that. First function of education to provide identity. I thought we covered that. No,
Right.
no.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. And
Yeah.
then how is our humanity defined? All right. That's the next one.
Yeah. I think we talked about that, but I don't think we
Right. We didn't. Right.
we didn't direct it to
Yeah.
the question itself.
Mhm. Right.
Yeah. So that's my point.
Okay.
Okay, so
All right. So let's
so
direct it. Let's direct it then. So let's direct it to the question.
Okay.
So what's the purpose? So what was the first function? The first function was what?
First function of education is to provide identity.
About identity. Okay.
Correct.
All right. Okay. So there we go. Bam. Purpose. All right. So that's the first function. So how is our humanity defined? So we gonna get there.
you got anything to say on that, Gerald? Okay. All right. How was our humanity defined? We got that one.
Right.
What is the difference between educated and
Well, who
Right.
got that? Who answered that one? Did
which
we
one?
answer
Four.
How is our humanity defined?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
How's that?
Yeah, our humanity is defined and distinguished by the development of knowledge and particularly self-knowledge.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. So that's the answer to that one.
Okay.
All
Then
right.
Seems to
So
me.
now we coming up to number 5.
So that's
between educated and trained.
yeah, and that's a answer to those questions because, like I said, there's different answers to the same question as I seen it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
The multifaceted. I mean, like, yeah, there's branches to the answers to some of them.
Yeah, and just the writing that we read, right?
Yes.
So,
That's cool.
So
yeah,
what's the
yeah.
difference? So what's the difference between educated and trained? So that we already read that.
Yeah, we
Right.
read
And that's
that
a
already.
good analogy.
Hmm?
It's a good analogy too, where they're using the dog.
The dog, exactly.
Right.
Right. So that was a good answer there.
So what's the difference, Carrie, uh between educated and trained?
Well, the educated dog does like survival stuff, and he's learned how to hunt and to feed himself and defend himself. The trained dog is the little goofy dancing dog with a dress on.
That's
And
doing things
Right.
right.
There
That's
you
doing
go.
things in the interest of others.
Why you gotta
That's,
be goofy, Carrie? Why you gotta be goofy?
well, it sounds goofy to me, but okay.
that's good.
Some people might like it.
But now we have to apply this to us. This is us.
Right.
This is
That's what
us
we're
Right.
talking
being
about. That's what we're talking
educated.
about.
This is us being trained.
Yeah, he ain't talking
What
about
is
no
the
dog.
difference? What's the difference between like so now so now are we educated? Are we trained? Because we were trained and we've been
We're
miseducated. So we've
Hold
been
up.
miseducated. We've been both. We've been miseducated. We both been,
Yeah.
and we've been trained.
Don't give it
right.
away, Jamie. Don't
All right,
give it
let me get. All
away.
right, let me
Don't
leave it
give it
alone.
away.
All right, let me leave it alone. All right, y'all go ahead. All right, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So Carrie clarified the difference between trained and educated.
Right,
And
right.
Jamie just specified we must refer to this as ourself. And Gerald is really big on the Netchers, the Our God, the Enid, and all those, and everything being us. You
And he's
know,
big on, and he's big,
Asar said in Haru,
right.
we are, right? So,
And he's big on miseducation.
right,
So
right,
that's another thing. You hear that a lot with him,
yeah.
right?
And and
Okay.
and Big E, he got them books for you. You ain't coming with the books, man. We just playing around.
No, no, yeah. We'll
Yeah,
see. Y'all gonna see.
yeah.
Shit, he gonna he
You gonna turn up.
he right there too. He right there too though. He
Yeah,
with the miseducation too.
it's same shit, man.
He went to exactly with the miseducation because that's why he got all them books.
Yeah, yeah. All
Yeah,
right, listen.
when you look at train, you're being taught out of your true nature.
You can't say that
Right.
yet, man. Eric,
Yeah.
I mean,
Hold on,
Gerald,
hold on, hold
Gerald, we
on,
getting to that, man.
hold on yet. Hold on, let's
You
get there.
you you giving it up, Gerald.
Uh,
Is he moving too fast? He moving too fast?
Yeah, he moving too fast.
Well, he knew
yeah.
that. He knew it.
Hey, I was sitting back there rocking in his chair and shit, he over there bubbling.
Sitting on his hands and shit.
That's my boy. That's my boy right there.
All right,
All
all
right.
right.
Let's get into
Go
some
ahead.
more.
Go
All
ahead.
right. All right. The dog that learns how to stand on his hind legs, wears a dress, and dance to music of its trainer is actually a trained dog. Despite how impressive the dancing dog may appear to the human observer, this dog has been trained away from its nature. All right. That's exactly what Gerald was saying, getting ready to get into. The dog in their natural element don't wear dresses and dance on their hind legs when a human provides appropriate music. Though the dog's behavior results in obtaining food and care from the master, it does not afford the dog the ability to care for itself. Such a dog is what Dr. Woodson describes as being miseducated because the dog can perform at someone else's command, but cannot effectively command itself to do what is required to for its life and enhancement.
All right, right there. Right
Yeah,
there.
I
So
know
there's
that's another question.
so what is that? What is miseducation now?
Right.
What is miseducation?
All right.
Right?
Miseducation.
Right? What's miseducation?
The cultivation of an alien identity.
Boom. Right? So now,
And what is
so
the
now,
alien identity? What is the alien identity?
Any identity that's against your nature, that's not from your nature, your culture, or your way of life. It's alien to you.
So that's my point.
Anything outside of your culture.
Aliens are foreign.
Anything outside of your culture,
Right.
outside, yeah, is considered alien, or what you, like Gerald said, foreign to you,
So that's why I said it's
unfamiliar to you.
that's why I said that's why I said so when you get so we've been miseducated. I know I have, and I've been trained. Yes, I have. Right? I have been. But see, this is my but this is my way right now of breaking out of that. Right here. This right here. Breaking out of that. First we gotta realize that this is what's happening first.
That's
Right?
right.
First we gotta realize that. You know what I'm saying? And then we can work to do something about it. But we got to realize it, then we have to understand it, then we can work to fix it, right? So now our way of fixing it is first
Study up.
know first knowing, right? Knowing that this is what's happening. This is what's happened to us. This
Yeah,
is
I'm
what's
sorry.
happened. And it's still happening, right? And as long as you are reading anything outside of your culture, not the culture that you're in now, your African culture, then you're going to be what? Miseducated. And then when you get miseducated, it's easy to train your ass, right? It's easy to train your ass, right? So, all right, that's all, man.
Anybody else want to say something? Okay, let me see where I was at.
But where did miseducation come from? Media, religious books, huh?
Yeah,
Where they come from? Where they
misled
come from?
people, misled people.
Preachers, churches. Where they,
Yeah,
where does miseducation come from? School systems. Where do they come from?
yeah. Any kind of peer groups, man.
Right.
Interaction with anybody that ain't got our cultures.
Well, here's the thing though. We are in the information age, man. So then like anything that we're saying right now today, you can literally look it up and find it yourself. Right? You can look it up and find it yourself. Right? Even the history of the people that we ever talk that you might hear us talk about. You can always go back and you can always look that up and you will be able to find it. You'll be able to find it, you know, written by other people other than just one damn book. You'll find other stories about the same incident from different cultures of people. So listen, what all I'm saying is just pay attention, man. Miseducation, being trained and miseducated, and we all there, man. And so we got to come up out of that. Go ahead, man. My bad.
Yeah, I got to hear your head go. Pop out. All right. Dr. Woodson described as being miseducated because the dog can perform someone else's command, but it cannot effectively command itself to do what is required for its life and enhancement. So this may be the very nature of being domesticated, such an orientation demands dependency on someone other than one's own resources in order to survive. This kind of learning serves the purpose of the trainer, but it radically handicaps the trained. This trained dog is entertaining. This trained dog is entertaining, and as humans, you may even pay money to see him walk on two legs, just like a little human child. This is still miseducated. This is still a miseducated dog that has been trained by another species that exploits the dog's behavior for the enhancement of their own species advancement. In fact, as the dog comes to depend more and more on performing for its master, it becomes less and less capable of performing for itself and caring for its own survival. After many generations, dogs are able to survive as their undomesticated cousins, the wolves, who are called wild by the human, but for the perspective of its own reality and capable of independent survival much better than the cute little poodle. I didn't read that good. As we shall discuss below, people who are trained can only serve those educated people who are their trainers, like the yeah, like the little performing dog. They will only be able to serve their masters and not take care of themselves. All right, somebody else can read. Carrie?
I can read. I mean, you want me to read?
I'll read. I'm fine. I just
Sure.
You
had
can
to
read next,
unmute.
Jamie. You can read
Okay.
next, Jamie.
All right. All
Okay,
right. Hey,
function of education. Every society values education because this transmission process serves several critical functions. The first function of education is to provide identity, just like Eric was saying.
That's one of the
At,
yep.
questions, ain't it? Hold up,
Yep.
that's one of
yep,
the questions.
Yep. But
right.
Eric already answered it though.
Yeah.
Yep. He said identity.
At birth,
But
our potential to it. Right, that's right. Um, our potential to be human is not fully realized. It is critical that this potential should be respected from the beginning of life, but there must be a commitment to help the person achieve the full humanity. In order to become really human, our humanity must be educated or educed, brought forth, or brought out. Identity is the consciousness of our true nature. The nature of most other forms of animal life is preserved in their instincts. There are fundamental qualities of being a dog which are still present in the dog, whether the dog has been miseducated or not. The dog may not be able to engage in independent dog survival, but it is still a dog despite its interactions with a miseducation. Human beings also possess an intrinsic nature that is human, but unless it is educed, people can actually lose or not develop their human identity. People can be mammals and engage in many animal like processes of primitive conduct of survival and life. To be human, however, implies consciousness or an awareness of who and what we are. Only very little of our conduct can be accounted for by pre established behaviors or instincts. Humans must know that they are human in order to engage in human conduct. No civilized groups of people leave this process to chance. From the moment of recognition that a new life is on the way, the existing human parents, family, village, etc., begin to structure the educational process. Probably the earliest step in their educational process is selecting a name. The name comes to symbolize the much broader reality of identity. It is with the name that we become identified among the human community, and within the name is a full range of dimensions of our identity. The name usually identifies the family or direct teachers from whom we have come. The language of the name tells us much about our nationality, native tongue, culture, history, and a wide range of things about our human social function and origin. Then, for most groups of people, the given name represents certain spiritual or mental qualities which the teachers intend to cultivate within the potential human. In Judeo Christian and Islamic societies, many of the names are from the religious tradition and represent spiritual or inner qualities that the knowing or educated humans seek to develop in their newcomer. In traditional African and Native American societies as well, names are chosen from the spiritual legacy of the people, and the name is intended to identify the higher human qualities which this new human being is expected to come to know about him or herself. Samuel, a common Judeo Christian name, which literally means name of God, Abdullah, which is a common Islamic family name, describes one who is a slave servant of Allah, God. The feminine name, Hanafef, found in Swahili and among many Islamic Africans, means one who is a true believer in God. A common Akon
name.
Akan name that comes out of Ghana, West Africa,
That's the
is
Akan people.
Yeah, they're Akan people.
Yeah.
or okay, and it tells the masculine name or the feminine name Nanamaka,
Yeah, but you
which
remember
means
I'm sorry. Do you remember the brother that's a part of our group? He's from Ghana with and his name is like those names
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Yeah. Check him
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really familiar like that.
And he's a Khan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which means God given. All of these names make an effort to identify the higher potential that is in the person and to identify the person with a divine origin. If the name does no more than identify the day of one's birth or the nature of the weather, it is intended to communicate the connection between the person and the world around her or him. It is intended to begin the educational process of letting the person know what their true human identity is. I'm
hold
going
on,
to stop reading.
hold on just a second. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm having trouble with my contacts, so
Okay.
yeah.
So
But
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Mm.
So
No,
didn't they just show two differences here? Did they speak on two differences of the identity?
But they was just talking about the name and what the name how important your name is and what the power it carry.
Yeah, they're talking about the Judeo style and okay,
Well, even
and the
but
African style.
yeah.
And so
But go ahead.
so I'm just trying to make clear, are they clarifying, or did you guys catch that they're making a distinction between the Judeo namings and the African namings and their purpose and intent?
No, I took it as they're telling you that this was what names meant to these, I mean, from in African tradition, Native American traditions, and even I mean, names meant something.
Right.
all right.
The name usually identifies the family or direct teachers from whom they have come. The language of the names tells us much about their nationality, native tongue, culture, history, and wide range of things about the human social function and origin. Then for most groups of people, the given name represents certain spiritual or mental qualities, which a teacher indeed intends to cultivate within this potential human being. In Judeo-Christian and Islamic societies, many of the names are from religious traditions and represent spiritual or inner qualities that the knowing or educated humans seek to develop in the newcomer. In the traditional African and Native American societies, as well as names are chosen from spiritual legacies of people, and the names is intended to identify higher human qualities, which is this new human being is expected to come to know about himself or himself. So
So
that's
I guess it I
there's
guess
two
it
different
is.
distinct, so that's two different distinctions there
I
being
guess it
made.
kind of is. Yeah, I guess it
Right,
kind of
Yeah.
right,
is.
But the
right,
best
Yeah.
part is the end where it says it is intended to begin the educational process of letting the person know what their true human identity is.
right,
Bingo.
So
Yeah.
when
right.
you
Okay.
go to the religious point of it, that their names it represents some kind of spiritual or inner qualities is what it's saying, what it said, and in African and tradition, I mean African and Native societies, spiritual legacy of people, and the name is intended to identify a higher human qualities
Right.
instead of something outside of themselves. It's I guess, their own human qualities. And then the other one was dealing with, I guess, spiritual qualities. I guess that's what they're saying. Is that what y'all
Yeah,
get?
it's close. That's good enough for me. My point was there's a distinction being made.
Yeah.
Right. That was my point.
Right.
Between
Got it.
more specifically Christian, Judeo, Islamic, and then Indians and Africans.
Well, that was the religious people,
Right. Right.
according, opposed to the people that dealt with nature.
Right. There.
Um,
See,
I,
go
I
ahead.
think more the Judeo Christians, their names gonna be connected with figures in the Bible. You with me?
Now we're getting there.
Abraham
Yeah.
and
Samuel.
Samuel and all that kind of stuff. So that's gonna connect them to a certain religion or faith. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Paul, whatever,
Matthew, Mark,
Mark, Luke,
all
and you're gonna connect them to a certain faith. Even with Africans, they don't connect to Lord. Whatever that Lord name is,
what
they
you
don't
say?
have a little
He
Whatever
said
their
faith.
God, whatever their
Connect,
God
he
name is.
he
yeah,
said he
connected to
said
the Creator.
hold up, I mean Gerald. Eric said that, I mean Gerald said that they connect to the gods. The African people are going to connect to the God names.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
We need that American Jimmy. We will connect to the letter name. Almond Hotel. Ramses is behind Ra. Ra is on the front of Ramses. Chuck Moses from
Oh yeah,
Tahuti.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Very
They would
common,
have
very
all
common.
them, them names in there. Oxen was
A
in
lot
his
of
name.
a lot of people had names with the word Patah as well. So, like you
Right.
say, always putting their gods within their name. That was divine. That was a great idea if you think about it. Just yeah, yeah. They put it together for sure. They put it together. Damn.
And
Hmm.
usually it meant son of or follower of, they were connected to it. I'm just wondering that, so that Santa Claus stuff you hear like it's some original, we been doing that.
Been doing
Yeah.
that.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. All right, Jamie, you up.
All right, wait a
We're
minute.
gonna
Hold
make we're
on.
gonna make sure
Hold
everybody
on.
get in the
Hold
read.
on. Where we at, man? Where
That
you leave
one
off at? Oh, you was down here.
Carrie, Carrie.
All
Carrie left at the feminine
right.
name,
All right, yeah, I
Hannaford
see.
found. Let's see.
The
Okay,
last
I see
paragraph
it.
on that page,
I see
Page
it. All right.
three.
page
All right.
3.
This
But read it,
issue,
go back up to the last sentence though, Jamie, first.
all right. It is
But
intended
hold
to.
on, before we start, it's the level of your parents' knowledge of self when they name you. If they don't have knowledge of self, you can get any kind of goddamn name.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? It's they knowledge of self, and when they get, like, I don't been hearing more people name a fall, you know what I'm saying? All
Athlete.
that there, when they get
Professional
name
athlete's name
themselves,
or star. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
get name
Both went to the NBA
themselves,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
One play
Sports
for
Yeah.
Houston,
religion,
one play for Houston.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, one play for Detroit. Sorry,
Yeah.
now I'm in.
Yeah. They
So
both
you
got
know they
drafted.
mom and daddy was got knowledge of self. So
There you
name
go.
them
There you
that.
go.
Yeah. Right. My
There you
man.
Hey, quit that,
Good.
Gerald. Quit that,
go. Good
Gerald.
Good,
point.
man.
Very
No,
good
Right.
point.
Hey, ain't no bad. You know it's all good, baby boy.
ain't no
Yeah.
bad. Ain't no bad.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I love when you
Yeah.
jump in.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right,
And
so
Jamie,
here
you
we
then
go, man.
go
it's
ahead, Jim.
another
Go ahead.
level when we get a certain knowledge of self and we can change our name.
Yeah.
Malcolm Little don't want to be Malcolm Little no more. He's the Malcolm X.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Cassius Clay didn't want to be that no more. He became Muhammad Ali. So sometimes when you get a company, you can change your own name. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Floyd
Yeah.
World Be Free.
Yeah. whatever, whatever you into, you gonna change your name into that country. You know?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Sure, and they give, like they say, give their children more meaningful names for sure. Yeah,
Right.
makes
Right.
sense. I know I made a conscious effort. Every last one of mine for sure.
What
Yeah,
is your what's your kid's name?
Ariana, Shani, Akram, and Amir, and Asia.
Oh, really?
Oh, no doubt.
All
No.
of them, the first letter, all of them names start with an A. So number one. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
AKRS1 said his name go from A to Z.
Yeah, he did.
But he used two different. He used the African way of saying A to Z though, and it was different. So that's in that package I sent you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Glad you asked him.
So go ahead, Jamie. It
All
is
right.
intended.
No, y'all good, man. Shit, this
Uh,
is beautiful. This is
Where
beautiful.
you starting at?
yeah,
I'm starting at the
the
I'm gonna
last sentence
go.
of the last sentence of that paragraph, or wherever you want to go.
All right. So it is intended to begin the educational process of letting the person know that their true human identity is.
Move on your cursor so I can see where you at.
Huh? Okay, I'm right here. You see where I'm at?
Okay, I got you.
Right. This issue of identity lays the foundation of what the person will be able to do and what they must learn. Human beings must have a sense of who they are in order for them to demand their acceptance in the human community. This fundamental self knowledge is the basis for recognizing oneself as uniquely human and being recognized by others as human and worthy of human respect. It is not accidental that the changing of the names of African who were made into slaves was an initial step in the miseducation process. Hey, have we answered any more questions? Hold on.
Hold on, let me
Let me
see.
see. Let me
All
go to
right.
my list.
Let's see where we are, man.
I
See
don't
where we
think
are, man. So what is miseducation? What is the what is the second function of education?
We didn't get to that.
We didn't get to that.
No.
So are we there?
you haven't found that. It ain't in the. It ain't. You ain't got to that in the reading.
We're not there yet, right?
Not in the reading
No.
now.
Okay.
No,
All right.
and
All
then
right.
the other question is what is the difference between the particular legacy and universal legacy, and we didn't get there. And
You haven't gotten that yet in the reading.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Being given the names of their masters or from the cultural tradition or their masters actually identify them in very basic ways as property of their masters. People can only belong to themselves if their identity is an outgrowth of their history, their culture, their reality, and their survival needs. To return to our analog above, when the dog begins to respond to the name Spot or Fido or even Dog, it is no longer in control of its own fate. As a dog with a tradition of its own independent and its master of its master, excuse me. Perhaps this helps to better understand why many African Americans in their personal struggles against the miseducational process have changed their names to African names.
Hmm.
The name that a person carries should carry the code for identifying the assets and history that they bring into the world. We bring assets that are from the history of our families and from the spiritual domain, as well as some special personality energies that determine how we will interact with the world, with the world and accomplish and the task of our life. This identity that our name should encode will let us know and let the world know that we are bringing the world some special resources to continue and advance the human family in a very special way. Actually, we can only be human in the highest sense if we have an identity that is our own. The process of being out or inducing. Who we are can only be accomplished if our identity is an accurate reflection of the qualities that are within us. We are struggling here that a considerable portion of education is not a universal or generic process. What educates one person or one group of people does not necessarily educate another group of people, excuse me. If we respect the origins of the term education, we understand it not as the transmission of a standard body of information, but inducing or bringing forth that which is within. The process of facilitating a proper identity is where education must begin. So they saying, don't it ain't about putting nothing in your head. It's about bringing what's already there.
Yeah.
I
So the
like
word,
that.
so the word educed is bring
Bring
out
out.
or develop, right?
Yes.
To bring out or develop.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like
We don't want to.
just like induced labor.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
we can't be using these
like
words and not
induced
knowing
labor.
what it is. Induced labor. Come on up out of there.
Yeah, it's time to come on up out of there.
Educe, not induce, educe.
Yeah,
Yes.
educe. Exactly.
Educed.
Educe.
Yep, I'm sorry, educe.
Right.
Educing. There you go. My bad.
And in inducing labor is a whole nother word. Okay.
That's
Okay,
different.
I'm sorry. All right, it's a whole different word.
Gary said, "Don't even be
Oh
playing with
yeah,
that."
yeah. Don't mess with it, huh?
We was wrong for that, Gary.
Yeah, yeah. I sure
Thank you.
was. I was wrong for that.
Yeah, me
All
too.
right, all right. Here we go. Those people who established the European American education system certainly followed these rules. Y'all hear that?
Right. Right. Right.
For the development of their identity. The images that are associated with the development of basic skills are all reflective of themselves. The early storybooks and even fairy tales represent images of them, from Snow White to Superman. As their children are exposed to those fundamental skills, they are simultaneously taught their identity. Every culture that exercises the right of educating their children teaches a concept of appropriate identity along with the necessary skill for handling the environment. The Chinese child who is taught to count learns these skills with examples or images that look Chinese or offer a connection with the Chinese identity. The Ashanti child is taught to read, dance, and speak with images and models that give them a greater awareness of Ashanti identity. All people engage in educating themselves with a foundation in their unique cultural identity. From this point of view, we should not be too critical of the ethnocentric basis of European American education. This educational system was never established to provide a true education for anyone but Americans of European descent who were intended to remain the holders and developments of this society. Did y'all hear that?
Yeah, no shit.
This educational system was never established to provide a true education for anyone but Americans of European descent who were intended to remain the holders and developers of this society.
Once you
Wow.
understand that, even read the sentence before that, then you don't be so critical. Once you understand it, you know that's what they doing, that's what they supposed to do, that's what they want to do.
And it's not going to
And
change. Don't
and
accept.
You
different.
don't want that when you understand that. You want your own.
That's the
You,
biggest.
you,
Don't
you don't
expect
want that
it.
indication. You want your own indication. You don't want that indication. Because it's misindication. It's alien to you. It's foreign to you. You know? So that's what European American education is. Miseducation to us and all other people who not European.
So what is what is the American and the European benefiting from from this what we call miseducation? That's a thoughtful question to take. What are
Yeah.
they what are they really what are they
Any,
what are,
any way you can pause his life,
say that again?
any way his life can be paused.
This live can be paused?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you might have paused that, but I mean, it's obvious from the laws that are being made. Just look at who makes the laws, who enforces the laws, who can change the laws. Look at what's going on. You know what I mean? So, is there a benefit? Yeah, we can see it in government. We can see it in education. We can see it in housing. We can see it in war. We can see it in religion. Yeah, if you look at how things are structured, it begins to show a pattern of structure of power and control.
Yeah, I think that's the obvious question, right? I mean, that's the obvious answer. But I think there's a reason why Gerald wanted to pause this, and I think it goes along with maybe I could be wrong, but I think it goes along with why I shouldn't discuss that right now.
No, I was thinking at a certain time that's coming up.
Oh, a certain reading. Okay, so
A
so
certain time. 420, where Jamie at.
okay, okay, okay.
I didn't
You,
know I was on another man. But I really, I
Hey,
wasn't.
let's just take a let me get back to you guys here. Just take it through. What time is it now? So at that time, just take a let's just stop reading for a minute and take a silent break for ourselves, for anybody that wants to, so anybody that wants to participate, all right?
Already.
Let's just take a 3 minute pause.
What you mean?
So you can take a 420 break. Anybody that wants to take in a 420 break. This is the last one that's gonna, I think they said, since the next one won't come around till 2087, something like that.
Mm-mm.
What are you talking about, man?
420.
You got 420 every year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
you're
I'm
talking
talking about
about it falls on Easter.
it falls on
Correct.
Easter, falling on
Yeah,
Easter.
my man, yeah.
Yeah, falling on Easter. I don't think the next one is gonna be until like 2087. I may have extended that out, but I don't think it's that far. I don't think it's that far. That's what they said on TV.
No, I'm not laughing at that, man. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm finna ask a crazy ass question, right? It ain't even crazy. Watch this. Hey, watch this. Let me ask y'all this. Y'all ever heard did y'all hear about Easter being originated through Kemet, or the concept? Huh?
No,
Man.
I just know a little bit about Ishtar.
If that's what you're talking about, Ishtar,
It's supposed to be it's supposed to be
female
a
goddess.
it's supposed to be a commemoration for Asar.
All right, all right.
Oh, it could have been. It could have been so at some point. I'm sure.
It
I
was supposed
would.
to be a commemoration for Asar,
I wouldn't have doubt
according to the position of the sun.
it. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, and Carrie just sent me a
The
thing
sun is sitting different in spring.
where
Well,
Christ.
actually, it wouldn't be spring in Africa, but yeah, for us it'd be different. I'm sorry. Wait. Rizzo.
Yeah. I'm just agreeing with that, man. Carrie had just sent me this thing a couple of days ago, and I had seen it before though, but she sent it and you know, they're they're aligning Christ's resurrection or death on the cross. Which one was it, Carrie? Christ's death on the cross with the lunar eclipse.
Yeah, I don't recall, but yeah, I remember something about it.
You
A
sent it
little.
to me.
Yeah, I know. I
That's all
just
right.
send you so much, I
Yeah.
can't remember.
Yeah. So kind of like the same thing Jamie talking about, except it's our shit, you know.
Okay, so what y'all think about that, man? You say it's possible.
Well, it makes sense. A lot of the stuff that we've been learning about has to do with the planets. All of this, what we call religion and worship, has to do with constellations. That's where a lot of the origin comes from. But then people started to create stuff after the fact. But the oldest known knowledge and understanding was of the celestial bodies. So it's not out of question, nor is it out of our reality to say, yeah, this is where that concept comes from. Sure, language
well,
change. Listen to the term. Listen to the words.
I mean,
Easter. I mean, they're very close.
but do you? Okay, all right. Watch this. Uh, um, hold on. Go ahead, man. Let me think about it for a second.
Okay.
Okay, it's that time, man. Let's take just anybody that's interested, you know, enjoy your 420.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go talk to my wife. I'll pause and get back with y'all in a minute.
All right. Hey, give me a second. I got some more though. All right, I got some more. I got a little bit more.
Okay, cool.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask y'all this. So, I now from do y'all have y'all heard that uh the first day is the new year is in April? You ever heard that?
The year with me dealing with the spring solstice.
Right?
Right.
Dealing with this with the well, yeah, right. With the
Spring
spring
equinox.
with the spring equinox,
My bad.
right?
Right.
Right. Okay. So this is why I think that they're associating s- uh uh this thing called Easter. Well, it's not called Easter, but this celebration was really a celebration or commemorating a Asar in April, according to the spring equinox.
Okay.
What you think about that?
Like they me. No, I think that the people of Kemet will have any kind of celebration for the death and resurrection of a fall. You know what I'm saying? Would that be out of the ordinary? You with me?
You said it wouldn't be.
Yeah. I would ask myself, would it be out of the ordinary or not? And it wouldn't be, but I just never, I would have already heard it before from some of the scholars who came before me. And I'm not saying that we can't discover new information. They just would have mentioned that or not, no. I don't know. I'm not saying that's possible. Uh, my only argument would be, from what I know, I wouldn't give a damn if they did have an exhibit. We didn't believe that it was the death of one person. It was still me, we would be still dealing with the self, not dealing with thinking one person died and got resurrected. You know what I'm saying? I know myself, as I said, but no, that was still me mythology. And then we might have some special we knew on that day, but it was about us, our resurrection, you know. So that's how I would look at it.
Okay.
That's true. They
huh?
all
Other than that, then we shouldn't get mad at the Christians for doing it, you know. So I relate them we did it on the level that we was doing it, you know what I'm saying? You know. Because there was just a bunch of people believing or saw actually did that, then I would be out there with them.
No, I'm saying, yeah, but okay, but yeah, it didn't have nothing to do with no eggs and nothing like that, no rabbits or nothing like that. No, it was just a commemoration of a SAR
so what
on huh?
so you
What
mean
is
so basically what you're saying was commemoration of the sun.
the sun, the
Okay.
sun,
Remember
the sun.
perfect. That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. That's all. That's
But
it.
During the spring equinox, so around the
There you
spring
go.
equinox,
No,
the
because
sun come back to
thank you.
make everything warm again.
There
It
you go.
didn't lie.
It had some effect on the earth. It
Yeah.
had some effect on the earth. When that was happening, you knew something else was happening on this earth. So it would not be hard for me to believe or understand how, if anything was commemorated, it was commemorated the changing of the seasons. That was the celebrations. Later on, it began to be celebrating about, I know what I'm saying, people didn't celebrate deaths or things like, not celebrate, but celebrate births and things like that. But not what we talk about, no person, no death, and no resurrection of a person on the cross. No, it could be like Gerald was saying, a personification of how the human being, him, and then also what happens celestially, how you interpret what you see when you look up in the sky. That's a physical thing that you can see happening that you can describe as a resurrection as well. So I mean, what came first? Does it matter? They
so
all,
so 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 now I don't think that I don't. Now it didn't have anything to do with a resurrection. It didn't have anything to do with a death or anything. It was just, I guess, it's just some kind of celebration of this this date.
the
Uh,
absence or the absence of the sun, or like I say, on in the southern hemisphere, there it may be totally different. Maybe the sun is doing a certain thing. Maybe it's further away. Maybe it's sitting lower in the sky. Maybe it's sitting a certain way at a certain time of year, and then that describes something else that's going to be taking place in that region. Just that simple.
well, just like, yeah, of course, yeah, yes, sir, exactly. But like just like, yeah. But what I'm saying is, I mean, I'm just saying, I ain't trying to make an argument for it. I'm just saying this is what I've heard. This is what I done ran into,
That's
and
it.
this
That's
and this was recently too. This was just recently.
yeah. That's what it's always been about. The veneration of what's happening above us, because that affects what's happening on this earth.
So
Yeah.
it's a
Then,
writing. It's a writing from 1800s
mm-hmm,
that said this.
The
mm-hmm.
question is, what do you think about it? Tell us how you feel about it.
I don't know yet, man. I'm still trying to think about that, man. Like, I
What
mean,
other
I'm not. I had to look a little further because I mean, I don't know if if somebody just made that up or what, man. That's my thing.
What did you say it was? Let me look it up real quick.
So it was it's a writing in the 1800s that says that said this.
I wasn't on when you said what you said.
Run it back, Jamie. Run it back. Run it back. Run it back from the front. Tell us again, so we get clarity.
Okay, so this date, Easter and Good Friday, all this shit right here was a commemoration of a Asar, dealing with the positioning, of course, of the sun.
We good. Oh, I'm sorry. Just hand it to me. I'll take it from over here, sweetheart.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Hold over here.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Now they didn't have no eggs and nothing like that. It wasn't nobody died and came back, nothing like that. I think it was just a commemoration. Uh, the
Right,
sun, the positioning of the sun,
right.
letting you know that it's the first day of fucking spring, right?
Yes, sir.
Right?
You,
It's letting you
you,
know that it's the first day of spring. So that was
Yeah.
like a giving thanks to Asar, I guess, because I guess
Giving
Asar
thanks to the sun.
Asar was what you know. I guess you could he was also depicted as vegetation growing out of him.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? You
That's
know.
what the sun does. It helps you grow food.
So this is what I'm you right. So this is where it's coming from, King.
the article name what the festival was called or what the name of it is
They didn't. They didn't.
biblical?
No, they didn't. They didn't. They didn't. No, I didn't. They
Yeah,
may
well,
have King. They may have. Right. They may have. I have to. Well,
yeah,
shit, man.
whatever.
Y'all can look at it just damn self. All you gotta do is go to uh shit. It's your damn
Shit,
self.
I'm way ahead of you, man.
Go to
Hey,
go to go
shit.
to go to Sunetta Studios and go and
Uh,
Jabari is making that claim. And
Yeah,
okay.
and he shows
I guess I'm missing something because is this like he's trying to make a claim that was I'm missing something. Let me go to.
so so I guess his point is you'll see if you watch it, you'll see, man. His point is
Oh,
letting you know that these people are not unique and original.
the
That a lot of
people.
that most that these concepts come out of Africa.
Oh, but we knew you just said you just putting this out there. You know we knew that already, right? This not this is what you say you trying to you battling with.
No, what I'm saying is I'm just asking, do you wa- was there something that the Romans or the Greeks or whatever took out of Africa and turned it into Easter?
Oh, anything they were influenced by, they probably took tried to see what they can use for themselves. That has been their nature. By the time they become Romans, they were already good at those things. So anything of value to them, sure, I could see them using it, twerking it, tweaking it, and using it for themselves, especially if it's been known to work. Now, because they were influenced by the Greeks already had a lot of the information. So by the Greeks having all of them, the Romans didn't reinvent anything. They took what the Greeks already had established, already had adopted from the Africans. So I mean, you, I guess yeah, we're just seeing the connection, but it ain't come from nowhere else. There was nowhere else. It ain't come from nowhere else. They didn't create nothing on their own. They didn't
Shit.
create a new anything. They adopted what was already in place. If you start following the pattern of the god, I got a book about that too. The different patterns of the gods took from, like I said, Ishtar and all them folks. They kind of just follow a certain pattern of timeline that leads you right back to Kemet.
So how do they associate this positioning of the sun, this first day of spring with Jesus? How they do that?
They
How they
don't.
how do they do that?
They've already looked at this. So look, at some point, we already talked about Constantine. They come out with that when Constantine was, and they said this dude was going to be the son of God. We gonna turn this Jesus as the son of God. So you can tie two stories together, man. Come on. I bet you done told a lie real quick if you had to just to get out some damn trouble. You put a good lie together, especially it's gonna be, beneficial to you. Now, if you got to sit down with a crew of folks and come up with some lies, a crew, and y'all got time to do it with the doors closed. Oh man, please. By the time y'all come up out of there, you got a good one. y'all got a good one, Jack.
Their way of knowing that was whenever somebody else was knowing it, it was pagan. Then when they adopted all the pagan stuff, they just put a Christian name on it or a cross on it, and it became Christian. You
Okay,
know,
that too. Oh, that's all. Give us that too. We want that too.
same
tell
stuff.
me about the
But,
3-in-1, Gerald.
Oh,
just like when they deal with
That
the
shit be killing me.
you are you polyistic if you don't just say one. But when they deal with Jesus, the Holy Ghost, and
mm, 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 mm,
and then God, some kind
mm.
of way we become one then, you
Some
know
kind of
what I'm
way.
saying? Yeah, they can understand three and one then, but they can't understand what somebody else saying. Well, now, them just animals are the one. Now, you pagan. You pagan when you know it. When
Yeah.
they turn the three and one into Christianity, you know, when you dealing with, what I say, they deal with the blood and eat the body of Christ. Anybody else doing that? Voodoo. When they do it,
Woo,
it's enemy.
woo.
Mm, mm,
Yeah,
mm.
yeah. The exorcisms and all that shit they do. Anybody else try to do that shit, that's singing, that's
Mm, mm,
witchcraft.
mm,
But when they
mm,
doing it,
mm, mm. Yeah.
that's getting the devil up out of
Boy,
them,
boy.
So,
Boy,
you
boy.
know.
Boy, boy.
Whenever somebody else doing it, in the end, you done heard about they took other people rituals, they took other people religious places, all that now. You know
Mm,
what I'm
mm.
saying? Throw a cross on it, and throw some holy water on it, and make some nails.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
A little
Simple
holy
as
water.
that.
Yeah.
Need that love too. You
Mm,
know?
mm, mm.
Yeah, with all our thoughts, all our culture, it was saying we couldn't be that no more. We had to be Christian, you know? Even if
So
you, meet some non-Christian there if you want to, you know? You look at it, something wrong with you, you know what I'm saying? You are civilized, you know? So, that's just the way they view it, you know what I'm saying? And that's why they had to somehow educate us properly. Get us out of our culture. Get us out of our identity. Get us into their identity, to their culture. You know what I'm
but they
saying?
say but the story is Jesus got crucified. So what happened? He got crucified. He died. He died. He got crucified on Friday. He got killed, and then he rose again today. Right? He rose today. He came. He
Right.
came up. He came about that mother. Right? Okay. Now, now, now. I don't know why no one. I don't understand. What I don't understand is how is it that no one would question why this dude is dying and resurrected on a different day every damn year. Now, now that right there has always why no one questioned that? Why would nobody ever question that, man? That would had to be that would have to me that's like a no brainer. Like, dude, something wrong with this story because how
Oh,
in the fuck is he
give me my thought.
dying today at January 5th, 1985, and then next year is February 28th. You know what I'm saying? 1985. Like, King, how do you do that, man? Like, and not question that. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that's gonna change is the day of the week. all the other shit is not gonna ever change, man. You still died January 7th, 1985. That ain't gonna change, man.
Here's the thing. You never got a date. You never got a date of no death. You never got a death certificate in the first place.
Yeah, you
So
got it.
they can change anyway
They
based
gave us
on
one.
who
No,
you
This shit
no,
are.
crazy.
no.
Yeah,
They
they
gave
can
us
just,
one. They gave
they
us
just,
one. They gave us one. They gave us one today. Matter of fact, he died
okay, what they
420. He
what
died
they say?
420. He resurrected 420 today. Now we don't know a time, right? But we know that he resurrected
420
420,
or what
and
month?
and and that and
A
Of
month,
that
April, April,
April.
April, April
April 20th.
20th, April 20th.
He resurrected, so we know that he
Oh,
died. He
you
died.
forgot leap year.
So he
Leap
died.
year.
So he
Did you take into
died
consideration
on
leap
the
year?
18th. He died
Did
on
you
the
take into
18th.
consideration leap year?
Yeah,
No,
The date
yeah.
don't change
no,
because of
yeah,
leap
they
year.
did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. They sure did. Because listen to this. Because listen, now, now this is 420, right? And so he died 418. They gave us the date. Now check this out. Now he died 418. He resurrected 420. Now next year he should have died 418 and resurrect 420. It's not gonna be the case, and I'm trying to figure out why no one ever questioned that. Right? Why?
Because I
Why is
think
that?
here's the thing. Also, the calendars are also created what politically too. I think too. So maybe there is some political reason why that date must change or should change due to some political reasons. It could be geopolitical or whatever. But maybe take that in consideration. But if it's
No, you can't. No, you can't smooth
let
that
me
one
finish. Let me
over,
finish.
man.
Listen, let
Nah,
me just
ain't
finish.
no
Let me
way in
just
hell
finish.
you can smooth that one over.
Let me
Nah,
just
man,
finish.
you,
It's
If
you
a,
because
cheating.
they
You
have to have
cheating.
Easter on
the second part, the
Sunday
second
You
it's
cheating.
April,
for church.
it's April 5th. It's April 5th next year.
So now, listen. Now listen to this. Now they so now something wrong because because because
Because it's all tied to the church.
it's okay.
there you
But
go. The Pope can
Gotta
change
be
that,
on a
man.
Sunday.
The Pope can change that. You
nah,
can't. You
but he can't change.
can't.
No, he can't change the
The
devil.
Pope, he
He
did.
can't.
The Pope,
Well, he's not. No, he's not doing that. What has
You
happened
can't
is
change the death of a dude, man.
that no. What had
Pope
happened is
changed the
they
birthday.
didn't
Pope
know.
changed the celebration of the birthday. He didn't change the death. He just changed the celebration of the birthday.
No, but they what they did is
Sometimes, look, man,
they used.
sometimes yourself, if your birthday fall on a Sunday, you can say, hell no, I ain't gonna take off on no Sunday. I'm gonna take off on Saturday and Sunday. I'm gonna get on early. Fuck that. Matter of fact, I'm taking
they,
off Friday, Saturday,
they,
and Sunday.
hey
You
man,
know,
they
you gonna get on the
usurped.
weekend. So, come
Hey,
on, man.
hey, no, no,
Nigga,
man.
eat.
Hey, they usurped. They usurped the damn
Oh shit.
the celebrations, man. That's what they did. They took,
Nah, but
huh?
what they looking at is not a night, but a night. All right, not a night, but a night. So
So just a
yeah,
day. So just a day, as long as it's Sunday.
no, yeah, Sunday and Friday, Good Friday, and then Sunday. Yeah, what they could establish is the first Friday and Sunday of the month, or something like that, and then it'll be more established. But
Nah,
here
he
we know that they playing with the sun because it jumps from different months. That makes sense?
it ain't a
Yeah.
motherfucker out here. I don't give a fuck what you. I don't give a fuck how you look at it. Ain't no way in hell you died on the 18th of this year and next year you died on the 5th. Nigga, that's just ain't gonna happen. It ain't die. It don't happen. Your obituary don't change. So,
Now they
There's a
not
week
looking at the
change.
hey,
date, Jamie. He gonna always know on the Friday and Sunday, not a
nah, he
date.
ain't he ain't gonna always die. No, that damn. Now that's really wrong because the only days that it change, the only thing days that's supposed to change is the day of the week. That's not the,
Right,
that's
but
right.
if we go by what you saying, that might mean Tuesday and Friday. They don't do
Right.
it like that. Yeah,
That's
that's
how it's
my
supposed to be
point.
though. Hey, look, if you gonna follow this shit and you think that people are supposed to go for this shit, you gotta make it believable. But when you tell me that he died this year on the 18th and next year it's gonna be the 5th, dude, we're not doing this. We're not gonna do this. You're cheating. It's not right, and you're not supposed to tell people this shit, right? And then and I'm gonna tell you something else. And for people not to question that, there's something wrong with them. there's something wrong with you, man. If you don't
We,
question that, like
we
at least,
learn what it
like, look,
was.
man, how do you do it?
Miseducation.
Right. I'm just saying, but when you don't question it though, why you won't? I mean, it can't make sense to you. So it should be something that you question. I mean, damn. I, wait a minute, man. I know my uncle died on this date. Now next year, it ain't that date didn't change. His ass still died on the 5th, right? It don't change. But this dude, for some reason, is bouncing between April and March every
And
year.
good point. That's a really good point. The problem is it's probably some of what Eric was saying about politically, motivated. And I also just believe it's the church when they want to have Good Friday but it's asinine, as you pointed out. I mean, you should question that. That is weird. I never even thought of it like that. I just, okay, what day is Easter on this year or whatever, I mean, so yeah, that's a good point.
I'm just saying, like, so, like
So,
a
so
person.
next point, that's not, y'all missing the bigger picture. The
Uh
bigger
oh,
picture is he died and rose. They ain't worried about that. I'm just
bullshit.
saying
We gotta be
the next
specific
point.
now. Damn it, we can't just say die and rose. We see that see. Then
Now from
that's cheat. You
from
cheat
our
again.
view,
You
that's
cheat
why we
again.
reject it. But that's not the reason they reject it.
You cheating again.
Yeah.
Goddamn it, that's you cheating again. That don't no wrong flag. All that shit. All that shit, man. Yeah, all that shit, man. That's wrong. Cause
You'll have 100 of them and they still gonna be what they saying. You'll have 100 of them being
I'm just
wrong.
saying, man. You're a Christian. You know the story that they attached to it. The story is to make it has to be a reality story. Oh
No,
yeah, he
no, it
died.
don't. No,
Yeah. Well, I
no, it
mean,
don't.
you
No, it
read that
don't.
Oh,
They
to
don't
them
even
it's
tell you that.
reality though, but yeah,
we
to
No,
talk
them.
no.
miracles. We talking about miracles, man.
They tell you
You know,
faith. You gotta have faith. You
resurrection
need
is a
faith to believe
miracle.
this.
We
You
ain't
need
talking
faith.
about no reality.
You
We
must
talking
have
about
faith to
miracles.
believe this. They don't tell you
I'm
you
saying
gotta be
so
based
you
on
can make
truth.
it you gotta make it believable though.
No, you
You
don't.
can
No, you
huh?
don't. No, you don't. It said
Yeah,
do
man.
on water. It don't gotta be
What if I never heard of the
believable.
Bible before in my life, never
It's a
experienced it,
miracle.
and you're gonna teach me about it?
You walked on water. That you gotta
Born
believe that. You
again.
gotta have
Nah,
faith to
man,
happen.
you gotta show me that again.
A
Now
miracle
if
is
I'm a dude,
born against nature. So everything that go against nature, that's what a miracle is. And they believe it. That's the whole point. It ain't about no belief no more when you on against nature.
man, look here, man. Let me tell you something. You
Damn.
got a dude that's sitting here. He sit here and tell you that he believe in his God all wholeheartedly, and the reason why he believe it is because he gonna have everlasting life. Now, you tell me that he didn't see his auntie die 5 years ago, and she believed the same thing, but she ain't have everlasting life. But you
No, no,
sit
you
it
mean
now,
in heaven, in the great by and by.
huh?
They mean in the great by and by, not here on
Oh,
earth.
well then shit, then they should have been they. Then why ain't
Oh
everybody rushing
shit.
to die then?
Oh man, y'all
Huh?
killing me.
Why ain't they rushing to die? Why ain't they in
These
a hurry to go
motherfuckers.
ahead and get there?
Because they don't believe it themselves.
Oh, okay, I'm finna
But it's
say because
helping them.
if that's your whole point of living or being here is to get next to God, and okay, so you next to him, yep. You talk to him every day, yep. He talk to you, yep. He do shit for you, yep. Okay, so now it's time for you to go. What you waiting on? What is you waiting on?
The
It's
average
time to
person
it's time to go now. Go on, be
don't
with your
truly
father.
believe it.
No,
The
what's
average
gonna
person
happen
don't
is you
believe in
catch a
anything.
cold, his ass going to the hospital. He go
He don't believe
save
in
me.
anything
He save me. That's what he gonna do. He ain't
because he
going
don't
to
believe
he
in
not gonna
himself.
go pray to God if he
Because he don't. There
if
you go.
he have a heart attack. He ain't gonna pray to
Mm-hmm.
God and say, but God fix me. No,
Mm-mm.
he gonna be talking to God on the way to the hospital.
Mm-mm. But see,
Yeah.
you talk about a religion that became a social construct. So now you do that. to get a loan to sell your product to get your kids to go to school or get whatever benefits. It comes with a benefit now, so it ain't even about whether you believe that shit. You dissecting it. Half the people who go to church ain't dissecting the Bible or nothing. Them are questioning, man. Please, they ain't questioning that. If you question, you stop going. The first question you have, you will stop going. You wouldn't go no more. Because you ain't gonna get the answer from somebody who giving you the preaching. You can't get the answer from him. He ain't gonna tell you. So you want to keep going if you had those that kind of inquiring mind. Those who got inquiring minds don't go. They do something else. So but that indoctrination took place way back before that, man.
But this is what I'm saying,
Now
though,
you see
King.
the awakening.
But you
But
got you have these people
right
that
now,
put their life, their family life, they put their whole their life on
mm,
this religion, man,
mm, mm,
right?
mm.
But would not for the life of them research this
No,
religion, right?
no, no.
But
Mm,
but if
mm,
you told them that I have a house for sale, 400 and 4,500 square foot house for sale, I'll sell it to you for 100 grand. Now, you ain't read this out no book. It's a man in your face telling you this. Reality. We dealing with reality. Right. And I tell you, okay, so all you gotta do is give me, you know, 40,000 down, 30,000 down, and we can work with the rest. What are you gonna do? You gonna say, "Oh, okay, yeah, that sounds good," or are you gonna go and do some research? First, you want to find out if the house is even there first, right? Then you want to find out if he owned the damn house. Then you want to find out if there's any lien levies or anything that's on the house. You're gonna do your research
that's right.
just so you don't come up off that little 30 grand and get
That's
beat up
right.
out of it, right?
That's right. That's right.
Right.
No
But
lies told, bro.
you gonna go through and you gonna find out everything about that house, man, when it was built and everything. How many times the roof been repaired, all that, right? You gonna go through. You go through it. Now, why you don't do the same thing reading this damn book that you don't know who wrote? You ain't never seen them. They ain't, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody ever spoke to you, did nothing for you. You just read. Now, why you won't just do a little and you don't put your whole life and your family life on this? Why you won't do the same research that you was gonna try to say that little 30 grand for?
You don't see it being done around you. Number one, for some people, you don't see it being done around you. And if you see people that you trust doing it without questioning it, oh, you gonna get beyond your raising. You talking about you finna go do something else, and you gonna go over there in the corner. I ain't going, Mama. I ain't going to church this Sunday. I'm going over to the mosque over here. Anywhere else? What was you gonna do? No, you weren't doing nothing until you got old enough or more independent to say, no, I'm gonna make my own choices. And by that time, either you gonna let it all go, or you all in for whatever reason. You married somebody, she all in, give you some good love and whatever, give you a few babies. Now you got to go to church with her and fake the funk. But the bottom line is, the average person, I don't think, even reads the Bible enough to understand it. So that's just me. But yeah, questioning things that you gonna be really, really investing in, and you can see the effects of your investment right away. Like you say, a house, hell, even a cell phone, you're gonna do more investing and researching on before you buy a cell phone. Maybe if you're gonna spend $1,000 or more,
That's right.
but which has already been established by people you trust. You don't even care. That's like how you vote. Most people don't me dipping in the researching civics and studying the politics and shit to really see why people vote the way that they do. Hell no, they go with how their family vote, how their community vote, how their church vote. I mean, everything is really motivated by some of the things that you call yourself, you're part of, your society, your societal norms. And so for societal norms, you don't question Jesus, you don't question God. Damn it, you barely question your doctor if you go to the doctor. Some folks don't go to the doctor or get a second opinion. But most folks, if they go to the doctor, they listen to exactly what the doctor say. Doctor got me on 45 different pills. Doctor ain't told your ass shit about changing the way you eat and go exercise some goddamn well. He need to not be your doctor no goddamn more, if you ask me.
That's right.
But again, but again, if you take some trusted you take information, somebody you trust, and you accept it as such, a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, you are not going to question it. I don't give a goddamn it's a bad information until you meet somebody and say, man, what the fuck you been doing like that for 25 years? Man, we don't do that shit over here. You can stop doing that. Be like, oh.
Right,
You
right.
catching up. No, man. No, that was intentional. This power move. That's why it lasted so long. That's why it still lasted. It had to be done by force first. No, then you can make a belief by anybody. You can subjugate. You got the power to subjugate. Yeah. So we know how that shit goes. Historically, we see how it went. But right now, with the freedoms that we have right now, everybody should be pushing, seeking something else. But when you're so deep in and you'll be thinking you violating your family's trust, you violating your family's whatever by reaching outside of that what they've been taught. Oh man, come on. You start an argument at Thanksgiving. You just start an argument at Thanksgiving. You might be asked not to come to Christmas. You know, if you don't come with that mess, man, straight up, bro. Don't come with that black power shit. You coming, man. You just coming. You chill. We don't hear that shit. And black empowerment, we don't hear that shit. Everything black power. So you just, that's what they say sometimes.
Yeah.
But so indoctrination is a real thing. Being trained is a real thing. Miseducation is a real thing. Getting back to the book. And that's why it's so important to know thyself and understand those things, because this is not going to change. We understand why it is the way it is now. Just by reading just that little bit, you can't expect nothing else. Why would you expect anything different from somebody who set this up for them? That's like telling me you expect me to change your house when I come visit you. Bullshit. You gonna give me your bedroom now and just move your family out? Y'all gonna all see me in the living room because I came to visit for a weekend? Bullshit. I bet you ain't getting my bedroom. Well, fuck, how long you stay?
That's right.
Shit. So the whole point is, the real is real. They're not. They feel like they know how they got the country. Hell, they know they got to do to keep it.
That's
That
right.
don't involve you taking away from them. That don't involve you rising up or whatever from them. Hell no. They don't think about that. And if they thought that, they would be taking more power away from you. But like people who got, even the Tyler Perry's, people like that got influence to put information out there, they're not fearful of Tyler Perry creating no monumental movies that's making us really think and go back and say, go retrieve what we lost. He's not going to do that for us. Now, you got Ryan Coogler who tried to touch a little bit, but he knows shit. He can only go so far, but everybody can be doing their part. Right. From the rappers, the rap queens, the songstresses, the R&B artists, us, teachers. But if everybody doing their part, then you start seeing why, waking people up and saying, look at it this way. Look at the dates. They don't even match up. Look at this stuff. But when you're taught that, no, you go with faith. You're going to have people out there telling you this, that, and the third. Those are the Antichrists. Don't listen to them. The Bible teaches us about these people who come against God's word. So if you are speaking this stuff, especially like Egypt, what? In the Bible, Egypt has a very, very bad look, brother. So right. Good luck with that one. If you go Kemet, then you really got some little leeway because maybe they don't know shit about the term, so you can kind of work your way in there with that way and get some new information. But oh, come on, Egypt in the Bible, that's like hell.
That's right. That's right.
So
that's
you
right.
ain't. Come on, man. Come on. This shit has been put in place really heavy for a reason. For a reason. Because if your ass ever uncovered that simple truth, now you can rise up and say you lied. And I got shit to prove it. Yeah. And that's what's going on right now. And it can't be stopped. Although you got presidents saying what he's saying. What the president's saying? No more to woke. No more woke. Woke is over. And they dismantling the educational system. That's a process for a reason. That's to control and maintain power. Period. That's why you fuck with education. To control power. You distribute power a different way when you control education. And we see how education is controlled. Shit, from the books, one school system, one school district can get compared to another school district less than 20 miles away. Hell, Come on, it's obvious. It's very obvious. So if anybody's surprised, they're just not paying attention to the obvious. So what we're doing is counteracting the obvious. Yeah, using any way, any information that's gonna lead us to that truth. Yeah, anybody who got it, we can. You take it in, and you decide. You know, you do your own research, cross reference. You utilize it if it's good information. Goddamn, who gave it to you? That's what Dr. Clark said. So you got to do those things. You have to do those things because we've been locked out of information for so long, and without digging into who had the keys to the goddamn vault, yeah, you ain't gonna get them, or you'll be waiting a little bit longer than it could take. Because yeah, we know they was controlling information like a mofo. Yep, yep, and playing with it all along, hiding right up on our noses, from Washington D.C. You know, all that. You know, Anthony Broderick pointed that out. You know, so goodness gracious, imagine that. That's how much they was hiding from us that they can throw it right back at us, right up on our noses, and you ain't gonna know shit.
No shit. Nothing.
That's how. Ooh, you talking about some balls?
Mute yourself.
They never expected you to get no awakening.
Yeah, and they're making all those plans right at the under the landscape of our own system, right? And hitting it and making all these plans against us, dogging us, and everything that's built. And they're making plans in those buildings
Oh, this
off the
fucking this.
structure of our creation, right?
And the control of your creation. See, they still need you.
Yeah,
You like the
yeah,
battery. They can keep plugging into you to get your juice. They can't just destroy you completely, but they got to keep utilizing you to their benefit. So you got to stay trained and miseducated.
yeah. But
Right.
we don't do that. Hey, let's read some more of this. Let's read up to that. I think we're about a page and a half away from what's the next headliner.
All
So
right. We
if
we
you go
we
back
down
to
here.
page 4 and read from this point of view, because that's where we stopped at. That's where Gerald interjected at.
All right. So let's rock, man.
He wanted to make sure we
Yeah.
understood that.
All right. Boom. There we go. All right. So y'all see that?
Yeah.
All
Yep.
right.
Oh yeah, I
So
got my own now,
all
but
right.
we see it.
All right, here we go. This was legally maintained in the construction by the exclusion of others from participation in the system for at least the first half of the life of this democracy. The
Well,
fact that they, I'm sorry,
yeah, I know you good.
good?
You good.
All
Yeah.
right. The fact that they have structured a system of learning built around their identity, which fosters an increased understanding of their self knowledge, should be expected if one accepts the basic idea of this discussion. Education is supposed to be ethnocentric in its foundation because it only can be effective in bringing out the potential that is within if the educators or teachers know what is within. Of course, the ethnocentricity is especially necessary in cultural contexts that has not been able to embrace a kind of pluralism that offers respect for all cultures and people. For long, so long as there is a cultural hegemony
Yeah.
of imposition of one ethnic heritage over another, then the educational process can only be effective when it encompasses the cultural uniqueness of the learners. If it if I mean it is for this reason that people who have a functional knowledge of themselves and their identity will very carefully guard the education of their children and to ensure that they are taught those things which ensure the development of their true identity. Miseducation in its foundation is the cultivation of an alien identity. Miseducation in its foundation is the cultivation of an alien identity. Gotta understand that, family. When people are taught, anybody want to say something on that? We good?
That's just heavy right there. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, that's tough, huh, man? Okay. When people are taught that they are somebody who they are not, then this forms the basis of being miseducated. The same Dick and Jane images which teach the European American child to read serve to miseducate the African American child and may in fact actually serve to lead them away from the reading process. Even though little Leroy, Dick and Jane's black playmate, may be found in the story, he is not central to the process. It is not his family and his neighborhood that the story is about, but he is present in someone else's reality that places him in the story. Though he or she may not be immediately conscious of this fact, uh, they are not receiving a true education because they are not being taught their true identity. Miseducation actually begins at the level at which the person is taught an alien identity and nothing about their true identity. They learn to see themselves as players in someone else's story and do not learn their own story. And that's another one of our problems. We don't even, and a lot of us are not even interested in learning our own story.
Mm-mm.
And that's the cold part about it, man. They're
Cold,
not
cold,
even
cold,
interested. And then
cold,
when you
brother,
tell them
cold.
that it's about their people, they'll tell you it ain't their people. People they talking about is in the Bible. And then you got the other
There
people
you
talking about that their
go.
people was already here in
Boy.
America. I
Oh
mean,
my
like,
God.
wow, man, like that's real talk, man. So anyway, this does not mean the miseducated person fails to learn. In fact, the one who learns in spite of the miseducational process often becomes the willing slave or pets of their teachers. The skills and ideas that they develop have limited or no utility for themselves. This serves as a basis for the assertion of Dr. Carter G. Woodson, who said,
Oh, we got to discuss that. Open that up a little bit. This
uh,
does not mean that the miseducated person fails to learn.
No,
"Oh, he learns. He just doesn't learn his culture.
Right.
Definitely
In
learns
fact, the one who learns in spite of the miseducated educational process often becomes the willing slave or pet. Okay, correct.
of their
Okay,
teachers."
correct. Got
Yeah.
it.
The skills and ideas they have developed have limited or no utility for themselves.
Correct.
This serves as a basis for the assertion of Dr. Carter G. Woodson, who
Yeah.
said, excuse me, the so-called modern education, with all its defects, whoever
mm-mm.
does other, whoever does, however, does others so much more good than it does the Negro, because it has been worked out in conformity to the needs of those who have enslaved and oppressed weaker peoples. No systematic effort toward change has been possible for taught the same economics, history, literature, and religion which
Mm,
have established the present code of
mm,
morals. The
mm.
Negro's mind have been brought under the control of his oppressor.
That's a cold piece right there, man. Because we already know, but to read it and then be in a forum to talk about it, and then, oh my God, Claude, have
Right.
mercy.
Man, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
help me, Jeeves. Help me, Jeeves.
we
All
got
right.
we fall into that, man. That's why I love what we study, man. Good God Almighty, that is so much deception presented to anybody that we cross paths with, and we can have. You gotta have the interest, man. You gotta have the interest to keep it going, right? So all I'm saying is, man, if anybody's watching this, and I just want to continue to see things and research. Look at Carter G. Woodson. You know, that's one of the dudes right there that you're talking about. Let's just read and go over it, man. Stop and pause and call somebody and talk about it. Damn, you know, because we program, man, in a bad way. Right. Right. So that's devastating right there, man.
But when you got to take control, you got to take control in every aspect of a person's existence. When you think about it, Neely Fuller, I like y'all familiar with Neely Fuller, I'm sure. But he said, white. If you don't understand white supremacy, I mean, shit, it affects every aspect of your being, of your
Exactly.
existence.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like 9 points, whatever points. But yeah, it was interesting. Um,
Post-traumatic syndrome.
yeah, yeah, for sure,
There
brother.
you go. There you go.
Yeah,
That's it.
but there is a counteracting. This is what we're doing is counteracting that. Yeah,
That's it. That's
Yeah.
right. That's exactly what
yeah,
we're doing here.
yeah.
We're doing that for the grown-ups and the kids. Come on in,
Sir,
family. I'm telling you, come on
sir.
in. And it's free, family. That's the cool thing. It's free. Don't cost you nothing. Just you know what it's gonna cost you? Just a little bit of time. That's it. That's it,
Man,
Time
man.
you think you think of
looking
that
forward to.
you think of the ripple effect that just vibrates through a person's body, man, and uh and the devastation of not paying attention to it. Good God, man. You can't fucking even see it without seeing this, right? Jamie is
Mm-mm-mm.
really big on, we know what the Abrahamic faiths are about, and we know what this is about. They don't know what this is about, man.
Yeah. They don't
Right,
know, man.
right.
They just
Please
don't know.
research. Please research,
They don't know,
man.
man.
Yeah. Come over to
And
Sankofa 180 degrees. We go hard, man, but shit, we kind and we love too, man. We got a purpose over here. And it's to feed the people, man, and to spread this stuff. So uh I remember when I first got into it, man, I was shook too, man. And I don't like to be shaken, man. I like to hold things together. And this shit had me, researching and calling and researching and calling and then I'm looking at Carrie and shit, and I gotta get my kingship up with my netroship up with queenship, and all these things start to change, man. And you can't fucking do it on one glance, man. You got E up in here, man. Been doing this for years. Got and books galore, and he stands on that so we can research and look at it, and he got a great description of that. He gave one in the beginning of the show, and Gerald, man, boots on the ground, man, and studied up, and you know, uh, just a great influence, man. But it takes continuance, man, and people out there, man, and for us, man, keep feeding us. No holds barred. You need to be gentle, man. We're in a rough world, man, in a rough state of mind, a rough state of being. So, well, come on over to Sankofa and get fed, man. Good
that's
God,
right.
that's a heavy hit right there. There's a bunch of heavy hits from what we read, but damn, dude. I mean, this and you got to look at it, like it was said, man. We got to look at this as us, not the dogs, right? Not the other people, because we doing this, don't mean we doing that. Uh, Eric just said, man, every aspect of our life this has affected.
You
Right.
got to hear. If people or anybody that with me watching that, they see we going through this aha moment. So when we truly understand and we accept it, you with me? It's acceptance. My question with me, and again, that's why you don't have everybody on it, but if we was to
Yeah, yeah,
have
yeah.
somebody in here and they was Do you think they should deny it? Like it ain't happening to them some kind of way. Do you
Right.
think somebody would deny it? And why would they, or how could they deny it?
No, they can't deny this, man. There's no way in hell you can
Okay.
deny the fact that you've been miseducated and trained, man. You can't deny that, man. That's obvious, King. I mean, that's like,
You can
that's
say what
just,
you're saying is motherfuckers say what they want to,
nah,
but
man.
but
You
the
know
fact
damn
is
well,
you can't
man.
deny it.
Man, listen, man. You know damn well, man, that you know you got people that either they don't know or don't give a damn, man. But you got examples from the Tuskegee Airmen when they was giving them syphilis. Now people wasn't trying to mess with the doctors for a long time. Now you got them up. They came. You got them lining up at the at the hospital right now. You know what I mean?
Right,
They can't. You know
and
what I mean?
like you saying, some people don't know. But if they was in here with us right now and went over there, would they be able to deny it now that they know? Or would they make still some kind of excuse?
Yeah,
Mhm.
but now you're not here to learn then. If you denying that, what you need to be doing is not denying it. What you need to do is you need to go look it up. You need to go look it up
That's
and
right.
give us something that like this that's gonna debunk this. You
That's right.
can't
That's right.
just say
That's
it
right.
out your mouth because now you're trying to talk me into it. You're not gonna be able to do
Mhm.
it. So what you
Nope.
gotta do is you gotta go get something
Bring the evidence, baby.
and bring it back and put it up here like
Yes, sir.
this, and we
Yes,
can
sir.
we can do the same thing. We'll go through it and we can stop and we can and we'll dissect it, and that's
Yes,
what
sir.
right. And so all I'm saying is so no you can deny you. I mean there's no way that you should sit here on if you were here on this show right now. There's no way that you will have any business denying this unless you've already done the research, right? But if you sit here and deny it right off the bat, then we know that from the beginning, King, you're not here to learn. You're here to debate, or you're here to oppose. You know what I mean? But you're not here to learn because you have not. What do you have to stand on that's debunking this, other than your damn feelings? We don't deal with that. We're not gonna deal with your feelings. That's not.
Let me read what it says exactly what you're talking about. This does not mean that the miseducated person fails to learn. Now, let me quit, man. In fact, the one who learns in spite of the miseducated process often becomes the willing slave or pet of their teachers. The skills and ideas that they develop have limited or no utility for themselves. This serves as a basis for the assertion of Dr. Carter G. Woodson, who said, we'll get to
Yes, a
that. We'll
boss.
get to
Yes,
that.
a boss.
Now, what they,
A yes, a boss type of cat. A yes, a boss type cat. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? You know, uh, yes, a master type cat. You know what I mean? But that ain't what we got here, man. That ain't what we got here. But
and
yeah,
then
man. Yeah,
And
man.
then when we stand up, man, once again, it's looked at what he was talking about. I think all of us were referring to it, spooky, ooh, or mean, or out of order, and uncivilized, and
No,
and
when we
and,
start
and
looking at
self
our
and
own,
selfish and all that shit, man. You know, yeah, uh the people that this does not mean that the miseducated person fails to learn. Them type of motherfuckers,
when we
you know.
start, yeah, I mean, nah, man. Yeah.
I'm just saying, man, I really appreciate Sankofa 100 degrees for what it provides, man. And, like Gerald stated, that's why people don't come over here, man, because, they fall into this category. They ain't interested. They don't want none of that. But we still keep on pumping it, man. So uh, let's read a little bit more when everybody gets done talking. We only got to go to transmissions of the
Yeah,
legacy of competence, right?
we only got a little bit to go.
Yeah, but this is crazy, man.
All right, but we're all right. So are we? So
Hold on.
where
I
are we
don't know
at?
if anybody else wanted to speak though. I wasn't into the conversation.
No, I'm just want to know if we have any more questions to answer on this on this because
I was looking at
right
that, and I don't think so because it didn't. Not so far that we read.
okay because
Uh,
all right so because I mean the last question that we answered
right.
was what was the second function of education? What's the difference between right? Is that what the last one we answered?
I don't think we answered the
What's the
second
second?
function.
What was the second function? So we never
Uh,
answered the number
I
seven.
don't, I don't think we answered what was the second function.
Okay, so we haven't.
I don't
I
think
don't
we
think we.
came to that.
Okay, well we because we still in the functions of
Did
education.
we come to that yet, Gerald?
We gotta
I
have
don't
passed
think
it or
so.
come close to it.
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
so.
so.
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think so because the chapter is still ahead, right? So I don't think we didn't get to
Well,
that because it's
I'm
gonna
talking about
stay.
I'm talking about the end of this chapter, and this chapter is called uh uh what you know the functions of education.
Mhm.
Right, right. But
This
we ain't
chapter is
done yet.
called.
But we ain't done. We
I
just
mean,
stopping at
not this chapter, but this particular part that we're reading
yeah,
is what
that header.
yeah, yes sir.
All right, so let's
So we're
finish
coming to the
reading and
end.
see. Let's
All
finish
right.
and read it.
An effective education system must be rooted in the valid identity of its students. It is the reason for that the strong cry for an Afrocentric education has gone up from the most gifted educators within the African American community. Y'all hear that? It is
Oh,
for this reason that the strong cry for an Afrocentric education has gone up from the most gifted educators with the within the African American community.
Yeah.
There,
well,
yeah,
where the fuck are we at?
right here at the top. See where I'm at?
Hold on, let me get over to you.
Top of six. Top of six.
Top of six. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Y'all ready?
Mhm.
All
Top
right.
of six.
You
Okay.
see me? You see me?
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
has been
Yeah.
a right. There has been a predictability strong predictable yeah, a predictably strong opposition to this proposal coming from European Americans and Eurocentric transcentric whatever the what is it?
Eurocentricity.
Eurocentrically
Am I?
trained. Eurocentrically trained African Americans.
Put your pointer
So
up there again.
right here. Let me see. Uh right here.
Okay. Okay.
See me? Eurocentrically
Yeah, you
trained.
got it right. You said it
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eurocentrically.
Trained. Yeah, trically
Yeah.
trained
It's
African
always
Americans. Hey,
something that's
that's
good.
deep right there though. That's deep right there, man.
Just
There
read
has
that whole.
been
Just
there
read that
has
whole
been a
thing
pre-
again.
there has been a predictably strong opposition to this proposal coming from European American and Eurocentrically trained African Americans. So
Yeah.
so this is the pushback we getting from these people.
They got a few of us entangled in it. So
That's right. The
yeah.
opposition to this reasonable demand is evidence of their recognition of the depth of the issue that is being raised. The protest has been far in excess to the requirements of the demand, but the protest has been brutal and intense. This intensity is because the protesters have some level understand that I'm sorry, because the protesters at some level understand that the demand it is for the mental emancipation of the slaves. Why you hear that, man?
It's crazy.
This
Mm.
intensity is because the protesters at some level understand that the demand is for the mental emancipation of the slaves by offering a valid education rather than the miseducation described by Dr. Woodson. This miseducation actually maintains the mental
Damn.
enslavement of people.
Damn. How about that?
What
Mm,
those
mm, mm,
who protest are unwilling to give up their slaves or their privileged slave status.
mm,
Oh, perhaps even more so, there is a fear that the structuring of the educational system for African Americans that is rooted in their identity may violate the identity based education for European Americans. These European Americans in position of power and influence correctly understand that their children must be taught who they are if they will be able to continue function effectively as custodians of the culture and recipients of the benefits of their influence over the environment. So they teaching their kids, man. They teaching their kids, man. So their
mm.
kids know, but
Control
ours
power.
don't. Their kids know, but ours don't.
We teach them to control power.
And our
How's
kids don't know nothing about control power. These power holders apparently fear that the demand by African Americans for a right to educate our children consistent with their true identity will necessarily require a restructuring of how they, European Americans, educate their children. The opposing miseducated Negroes fear the restoration of a form of enforced segregation because of because of our horrible experience with segregation enforced by oppressors. We fail to appreciate the kind of voluntary separation that Catholic Jews and many other ethnically distinct groups have selected for themselves. They do not see the benefit of our children having special learning opportunities, at least until they have functional knowledge of who they are. Once this foundation of self knowledge has been established, then the young African American is free to whatever environment, learn in whatever environment they choose because they will have the ability to select the skills and information that will serve the purpose of their enhancement. This is no more a form of reverse racism or voluntary segregation than is the instance by Catholics that their children should be educated in Catholic schools, particularly in the early grades. Until the educational system have been restructured in a truly pluralistic way, respecting the integration and identity of their potential learners, then a preliminary segregated education may be necessary solution. May be the necessary solution. Segregation does not mean, as it does prior to Brown versus the Board of Education, that a group of European Americans or their representative structure an educational system that ensures the miseducation and misdirection of African American children. The form of enlightened segregation that we are proposing means that the best thinkers in the African American community structure a system of learning that is intended to educate rather than miseducate ourselves. This is not unlike how the wisest rabbis developed Hebrew schools for Jewish children, how the wisest elder of the Mormon church structured Mormon education for Mormon children, or how the wisest Catholic priest structured Catholic education for European Catholic children. Examples such as these for an ethnic for other ethnic communities show the self affirmation does not presuppose the negation of other groups. This has not been any strong had not been any strong accusation against Jewish, Catholic, or or Mormon education as being separatists, as has been slung at supporters of African centered education.
Yeah, kill a motherfucker real quick.
And when
Mm-hmm.
you see that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
they so when you get to hollering about you know uh separating and teaching your kids your system, and they teach their kids their system. Now they gonna label you now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now you the racist. And
Right.
even when you decided that you gonna study Black African history, now
Mm-hmm.
somehow you become racist.
Mm-hmm.
And your funding is poor. You don't get the same money no more now. You
That's
don't,
right. That's
yeah,
right.
all that is poor.
That's
Right.
how things get affected because money start
Yeah,
changing.
That's right.
Yes.
yeah.
That's right.
That's
You
that,
teach
that's
if you're gonna teach this, then we won't provide you any more funding.
there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
And they
not just for black people, that's for anybody. We don't want none of
Anybody.
y'all to
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
man.
exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's
That's
What
that's
right.
up?
that's one of the ways that it works. Like it works.
So
Have you fun.
we force to
I hear
have
you.
alien identification, and they say you can't have no, if black is against the law, you force our children are forced to have an alien and foreign and a miseducation because
Or
their education about themselves has been labeled uh, against the law.
law.
Criminal. It's been labeled criminal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
going to jail. You do it
Criminal.
here.
Right,
You
right,
do it
right.
here. They're gonna stop your funding, and whoever doing it going to jail.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a crime, a literal crime.
Go.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
let them catch a school, one of these schools over here teaching Black African history. They funding going they gonna stop their funding, and they put the teachers in jail. That's what it is, man. And that's what they got going on here in Florida.
Mm, mm, mm.
So I'm
And you know, man, in contrast to all the privileges that are out there that we don't have, um, these people, and my point of making about humanity is that they lack humanity, man. And we don't lack humanity. And I'm glad that the 42 laws of Ma'at, our ancestors, all the work that they put in, the lectures, our teachings, the people in the pre-diagnostic periods, the face, all that shit, man. I'm glad that, we have that as inspiration, man, because there's so much, unified humanity, right? And without this breakage of having humanity, and holding that in high esteem, man. So for our culture, we pretty much still have a good hold on that. Uh, but once again, what we just read, the miseducation, we're using it to serve, the ones that enslave us, our oppressors. And I'm just trying to find a motherfucking good positive seed in this to carry, man. Because and that humanity aspect is it to me, you know. Um,
Yeah.
that go ahead.
In Idaho, a high school teacher went against what their rules are now, and she was explaining about slavery and about Africa and things like that, and she got fired. It happened last week. Um,
Yeah.
and that's just appalling. I mean, I, I don't know. That stuff really bothers me.
If you
But
find that one, if you find that one again,
Quit.
send it.
okay,
They gonna get fired quick because the school don't want to lose their funding. So they gonna get rid of that teacher real quick. They're not gonna
Right.
support her. You know, they're
Right.
not gonna support the teacher because they scared to lose their funding.
Yeah. I'm kind of proud of Harvard though for standing up to
Yeah.
yeah, present stuff going on. But anyway, I'm gonna get off, you guys. I love you. Hope you all have a wonderful day. I learned a lot listening to this, but I'm trying to make Lo a little surprised, so I'm
Oh,
gonna focus on it. Ha!
all right, Queen.
All
Yeah.
right.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Love
Have a
you
good day.
guys.
Love you back.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, when we dealing with the I mean, listen, man. You have to appreciate this, man. This is like an eye opener right here, right? Right? It's going between miseducation, educated, and trained. That right there is that's key to this whole book. That's key to this whole book right there, man. Where do we fit in? Where do we fit in those three categories? Right? Family, where do you fit in those three categories?
Let me add this part in real quick, Jamie.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, man.
This is at the beginning on page 1. Education is, in its inception, was understood as a process of harnessing the inner potential that was yet unexpressed and bring it out or up into consciousness. This process of equipping the human being with consciousness awareness of their true nature was the essential task that every society provided for its offspring. They fully understood the gross limitations of reproducing their flesh and the young without reproducing their minds. Education, education was both sacred, right? And was education was both a sacred right and responsibility because without it, no one born into the world could become fully human. Our humanity is defined and distinguished by the development of knowledge and particularly self-knowledge. And that's what I'm talking about, man. You know, in addition to what you're talking about, Jamie, you know, that because that's our part.
I sliced it up so it's ribeye and yellow.
Because you know, that's our traditional culture, man. You know, from the 4 things that we study. We were the first people here. We populated the world. We brought all the systems, art, math, all these kind of things, and we've been influencing the world for years. All that is still locked in our DNA, man. In our shit, man, and they can't fuck it. They can't take that away. But being that miseducated cat, and not willing to, just want to, like Jamie was talking about, just come on here and you don't really want to learn, then we get these results, man, and it's listed in here too, man. So this is really effective. I didn't want to deter you from what you were saying, Jamie. I just wanted to add that into the humanity aspect into the 3 things that you were talking about.
Right. And that's right, man. Well, I'm just saying, man, just where do you fit in at? Where do you fit in at, man? And where you trying to go?
Yeah, but think about when we get about our history here. They enslaved our people. You with me?
Right.
And when we get out of slavery, then we try to get our humanity. As he said, made up humanity. And humanity, we want education, right? That's another thing. We want our children to be educated. But if we understand the process like we know now, right from the beginning, when we designed for educating, we being miseducated. You with me? And we thinking about making ourselves better, but we making somebody else better the whole time. Okay? So from slaves to humans, humans naturally want education, but we get miseducated to make somebody else better. And that process is still happening today. Still
Right.
happening today.
Being both trained and miseducated at the same damn time.
Right.
Right.
What we call an education is miseducation, because it's never about us. And as we said now, they made it a law. You can't even teach about us. That's against the law. You better not mention this about y'all. Hell no. They went after Harriet Tubman and Jackie Robinson in the history thing. They went after the top people. So
Right.
you know anybody under that won't get away. But they went as high as they wanted to see what would the people say yeah or no to. So yeah, they can erase that from history. You know, just because they black, you know. That's the game we in now. You gotta have your own shit where nobody can take it away from you.
Right.
That's dealing with the history, that's dealing with facts like that. If nobody asks you where the evidence at, that's where the evidence right there. So number one, of our fundamental truth, you know. And if you don't know that, it's because you didn't want to know that. If you was interested and wanted to know, then you did, and you know this is on denial. But some people don't want to know. They like to argue, want to keep their same belief, because when you show them the evidence, they got to change. They don't want to change.
Yeah, and I'm still, you know, Eric responded, you know, with you know, some of the things that, you know, they gained from us being miseducated, you know, or that we gained from being miseducated. And what I'm saying, man, is if we lack humanity, you know, what the fuck is anything else used for? You know, it's just saying, oh man. So I like our shit over the privileged shit by far.
But we
Just
got
that
to get,
just
they
that one
might,
aspect. Just that one
they might,
aspect, you know. Go ahead, Gerald.
they might lack humanity, but our people at this time lack their knowledge of divinity.
Correct.
Yeah, that will make us harmful. We can be
Yeah,
alright,
yeah,
but without our divinity, then we just as go as them without their humanity.
yeah. And that's the strength of Sankofa 180 degrees, man. And each of you guys bring, you know, something so special, man, that keeps me coming back. I'm not easily impressed. Bet that. Right. And so you know, I'm sold. I'm sold on this, man. And uh, you know, I feel really good about, you know, what we're doing here. But I just don't want to be fucking stuck no more, man. And then one of the greater aspects of me is to bring out, you know, the goodness, what people want in themselves, what they talk about, you know, the wholesome things. What's good may be some bullshit. Of course, I ain't encouraging that. And we read about that gift, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
and the disappointment. I don't want to call it disappointment. You know, I just, and I forgot what I was going to say, but man, I'm just glad that, you know, this platform is open for people that want to glean that divinity, man, because like you said, that's a big aspect that's lacking, the major aspect, you know, divine by some motherfucker that, you know, I'm going to be saved by some motherfuckers that ain't got no goddamn defense against his own shit. And we're supposed to bow down to that misleading information and then our people alone, man, being shit on consistently, and they're waiting for this cat, you know, that resurrects every other day of the month. So, I'm fucking disappointed, man. But I'm truly encouraged, inspired, and uh and definitely equipped to talk about our stuff. And I'm really thankful for that, man. Thanks to you guys for sure.
Already.
That's right. Hey, well, family, listen, man. That's it for our show for the night, for the day. Please join us next week. What's next week? Yeah, we good. Join us next week. We're gonna go from probably go for the rest of the chapter. All right, fam. So come and check us out, man. Don't forget first Sunday of every month. We're doing the children's book read. Um, so I just want to let y'all know, man. Appreciate y'all for you know showing up. Whoever shows up, you know what I'm saying. But join us, family. Children's book read first Sunday every month. Coming, hey, and we giving away free books. Free books, man. Ain't gonna cost you nothing. You get you a free book, man. Don't ain't gonna cost you nothing, man. All we need is your address, mail it right to you, man. And they're good quality books too. Real good quality books, man. About African, African uh, uh stories and real stories about real people and real places. You know what I'm saying? Real events. So just come on in, man, and bring the babies, man. We're gonna put the babies on a wheel. We spin the wheel. If it land on your baby, man, you get a free book. Don't cost you nothing, man. That's right. Don't cost you nothing.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? Real good books,
bueno.
man. Come and check us out. Um, and check us out next week for part two. Naeem Akbar, Know Thyself. Come and check us out, man. We're reading this book from cover to end, and
Oh, Gerald got it up too.
yeah, yeah. And I tell you, man, uh, must read, man. So come and check us out, fam. Uh, and thanks for joining, man. Anybody else want to kick it?
Hey man, I just want to say, man, y'all had me smiling, man. I was smiling because everybody was in their element, man. Everybody got jumped off in their element. So I know Gerald a little bit restricted, man, but he still popped off, man. And man, I'm just so thankful for you guys. Thank you for showing up, and your queen for allowing you this time, man. And peace and love
Sure.
to Auntie over there, Gerald. And Jamie, you know what it is with the fam, man.
That's right. That's right. All right. E.
All right, peace, for sure. Peace and love to everybody, man. On the panel, Gerald, Jamie, um, your lady, for sure. Gerald, your family, for sure. Your aunt, man. Peace to everybody. I'm always glad to be a part. So thanks for letting me participate, brothers. And I look forward to keeping it going.
Right.
Hey, we'll
And
have
Already.
Gerald and East start off our reading next week.
Okay.
okay, that'll work, man. And Gerald, go ahead, King.
No, appreciate the reading today. Appreciate the participation. And here is always be around people like mine when you're dealing with this type of information so you can deal with each other. You know what I'm saying? I just been trying to get in y'all head, that some stuff gonna make us shout. So really ain't no time limit on when we think we gonna reach. We don't know when we hold on. We might just get stuck on something and be talking about it. So we just read so we wanna stop every Sunday. We ain't trying to get to a particular part or not trying to, you know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
just gonna be our natural flow. There ain't no pressure on us from that point, you know what I'm saying? But really enjoyed it, really enjoyed it. My time right now.
All right, family. And we out of here, man. Hopefully we see y'all next week. Hey, and also join us Friday. Open mic.
Oh yeah,
Seven,
yeah, yeah,
7
yeah,
o'clock.
yeah.
7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us, man. Open mic, man. Come on and join and tell us what you think, man. You know what I'm saying? Come and teach us something. We with it. I'm always willing to learn something. Uh so come on in, man. Come and talk to us, man, and let us know what you think, man. And join us, join the Facebook group. You know what I'm saying? Sankofa 180 degrees, man. It's a lot of A lot of information on there, man. A lot of good things on there, man. Lot of really good posts, powerful posts. And we also got a library, man. We got a nice little live library on YouTube. Check us out, man. Check out some of our content. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, share, give us a comment, let us know what y'all think, man. Uh, come and check us out, fam. We got a lot of stuff on YouTube right now, a
Right
whole lot
now.
of stuff. So
Right
come
now.
go check it out right now, man. We got a nice little library going, man. A lot of content, a lot of powerful presentations, man. A lot of powerful presentations. Check them out, man. Check them out.
Yeah,
Thanks, family.
we also posted the link for the Naeem Akbar's book Knowthyself in under our weekly session posts and stuff like that. So go on and get that, man. That's for free. And study up, come out at us. And love Africa, man. Love Afri
All right.
all day.
All right, fam.